I think that's fine. It's fine. Okay then. So hello everyone. This is Shubham, and so I know as Sami said that I'm helping people to get jobs in IT. And if you see the scenario today in IT, it's a fast-paced world, which means everything is changing every day, and you need to be up to date what is going on, and in very less time you need to be up to date with the market trends and everything. And there is what I play a role. So what I do, I run a YouTube channel, and also I am a developer. I am a data engineer in a London based startup. It's called Wamstar. And in that startup, basically I study about pipelines, data engineering, architecture, and whatever new things I am exploring, I suggest it to my students. I teach it to my students. I basically make my audiences aware that what people are doing in the industry. So whatever knowledge I gain from the industry, I give back to my student community, my audiences, and that's how my day goes on. And yeah, so as I told about myself, I would like to know something about you as well. So anyone who would like to just give something, just a small background, just a name, just a hi, chit chat, anything, it would be really great for me. Yes, I see. Swarna, Rohit, Aditya. If you can just drop a hi in the chat or something so that I'll know that, okay, I'm talking to some people. Okay, I see some chats. So Akash, okay, he was saying yes. Hi Rohit. Hi Aditya. Okay, that's great. Superb. So Ameya, hi Shubham. This is Ameya. Hi Ameya. So good to see you all. So good to get to know all of you. So Akash says, I am Akash, Mechanical Engineering 2019 batch. That's great, Akash. Mechanical engineering is something very, very close to me. My roommates were mechanical engineers. I'm a 2018 graduate, by the way, in computer science. And my roommates were mechanical engineers. And currently, they all are working in IT. So one of them is working with Tata Motors, but mostly the remaining two, they are working in IT. So what they did to get into IT, I know, and I'll be sharing all of that with you, Akash. So great, great, good to see you all. Thanks for joining this morning and giving me that valuable time of yours this morning. I'll make sure that you get 10x more value out of it. So Rohit says, hi sir, passed out in 2018. Oh, that's great, the same year. Then started preparing for UPSC, wanted to set up IT as a backup option. That's a good choice. And that's a really amazing thing that you are doing, that you are preparing for UPSC. Because what I see is you are a dedicated person who is giving a lot of time to one particular thing, and basically as a backup option also you are keeping something, and you're keeping IT as a backup option. I'll give you one simple statistics. Okay, so for example, if you prepare a lot for, let's say, UPSC and things, so the difference which you see in terms of difficulty level in compared to UPSC versus an IT, it's very, very, the margins are very huge. So whereas UPSC is quite difficult to, crack, at the same time you'll get around 10 this thing interviews, or 10 interview opportunities in IT. So think of it, if you are giving 100% in UPSC, so for IT it would be a cakewalk for you. Okay, it will be that simple. Okay, I'll make it simple for you so you don't have to worry about it. So that's a good plan, Rohit. I'm pretty sure it will be very helpful for you. So let's talk about Akash. So Akash, I failed in two prelim. That's fine. And how I wanted to work in IT. Okay, I don't know how to get required skills, and also I don't have any working experience. That's completely fine, Akash. So when I started as well in 2018, I had no idea about IT. Although I'm a computer science graduate, but you know how engineers are. They do everything other than engineering. So my passion was acting. I wanted to be an actor. I used to do stage shows and things, but later on I realized, okay, nahi, it's not that easy to get into that. So I switched to IT and I started my career in IT. So I'll tell all the roadmaps, everything required for you, so you don't have to worry about it. It's fine if you don't have any working experience. So Sneha says, hi, I entered into the UPSC prep, but now I feel there should be some backup. That's a good idea, Sneha. But there is a gap. What can be done? Superb. So all these things we will be taking up in today's session. I'm really glad that you all are speaking up. You all are writing your thoughts. You're writing your things that are going in your mind. Let it flow. Let it give it out to me, and I'll make sure that I'll help you in whatever ways I can. So now I'll be sharing my screen, if you all allow me. I'll be going through few of the things that it will be helpful for you. Okay, so just stay with me and just let me know whenever or wherever you feel things are getting out of control, or maybe a bit fast, speed is not well, everything you can let me know. One more thing that I want you all to tell, that in today's session I'm just giving you an simple agenda, that what all things we will be talking about. A very simple agenda, that we will be covering the trending technologies that are the current IT market requires, so that whoever is looking to get into IT does not have to get through all of the hundreds and thousands of technologies that are available out there. You just need to pick the trending ones. Okay, so we see on YouTube as well. So there are millions of videos on YouTube and all, so many things. What we do is we basically pick the top ones. Okay, who has the most views, who is the most trending, who is the best video. So similarly, I've condensed all of that thousands of technologies ka information into a simple way, just to help you out. Okay, so if you all are ready, just drop a ready in the chat, so that I'll get to know that yes, you all are with me, and we are having a two-way conversation instead of a one-way lecture. Okay, Ameya is ready, and so am I. I just need some more ready from you all. Superb, superb. That's great. That's great. Superb. Thank you, Ruchi. Thank you, Sumit, Rohit, Samir. Thanks a lot. I'll start sharing my screen, and let's keep it interactive. Okay, let's keep this vibe on. Okay, let's keep it interactive only. Just let me know once you all are able to see my screen. Just let me know if you are able to see my screen. If you are seeing my screen, just write yes in the chat. I'll get to know that everything is going fine. Okay, yes, that's great. So today we'll be talking about a roadmap which will be leading you to IT industry. Okay, a roadmap that will basically help you to get into top technologies, top domains. And let's say if you take a roadmap of DevOps, and it looks like this. Interesting, right? It is so okay. Let's be honest here. Okay, let's be very honest here. Is this looking interesting? The roadmap, uh, the mess it has been created, is it looking interesting? Or what are your thoughts? The first thought that came into your mind as an engineer, ki yaar ye kya hai? And anyone, you can write your very 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 candid thoughts. Yeah, good. Akash says interesting but confusing. Samir says complex. I need your thoughts. I need your thoughts. First thought that comes to your mind when you see a roadmap. ये तो मैंने पूरा नहीं दिखाया है. Yeah, I just need your thoughts. That if I say a roadmap to a technology looks something like this. Can I just need your thoughts? I know it is taking time to process, but I just need your thoughts, that if I give you a roadmap which looks something like this, but what is going on in your mind? Okay, I have a little idea, but eager to learn. Okay, 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 okay. So Ruchi says systematically broken into parts. Okay, that's good. Systematically broken into parts. But if you are a beginner, a complete beginner, who is basically doing side by side preparation for UPSC or maybe something else, and if I directly give you this, will you be happy? Because already you have a lot of information to process. On top of it, I'm giving you this. Will you all be happy? I just need to know your thoughts in the chat. And this is just one thing. I have like front end has its own roadmap and things. But yeah, will it be an overload of information if I give you all of this? Will it be an overload? Just need your honest thoughts, nothing else. All this information, tons, systematic flowchart, but looks dangerous on first sight. I know it does. I know, Rohit, it does. That's why I have condensed everything very systematically, just to help you all. Whatever information is available on the internet, whatever top trending, because these are, it's trending. I know it's all trending, but it is a lot of information for you all to process. You're already doing great. You're already doing a huge thing in life. You don't need that much information to process. So let me help you by listing down four very important domains where you can be looking at. Now how does it look? Now how does things look if I say that I have condensed all of that information to four main categories where you can get into? Now how does that look? Please let me know in the chat, then I'll be moving forward with this. Okay, so IT jobs, although there are many kinds of jobs, but currently IT jobs are booming in these four categories. Okay, we'll be talking about these four categories in detail. What all things are required, what all skills are required, how much time is required, and what are the job opportunities in these fields. I'll be talking about it very, in detail, straight to the point. Idhar udhar ki, you know all these idhar udhar ki bakwas, all these 10-50 things, I won't be listing them down. I will be giving you very condensed, very simple and concise, as Ruchi says, that kind of information to you. Okay, so let's start with the first category, which is product development. So when I say product development, can you list down few of the products or few of the IT products? When I say IT products, I don't mean a Mama Earth ka onion hair oil or Gillette ki cream. I'm not talking about those products. I'm talking about IT products. So can you list down any of the IT products that you use? It can be Instagram, it can be Facebook. Can you list down? Okay, so Vilaba says softwares, that's good. Can you list down some of the softwares? What software do you use to listen to music? Something like that. Akash says applications, websites, that's great, good start. Anyone else? What applications do you use for daily life to, let's say, shop something, shopping, or maybe to listening the music, or downloading movies or watching movies online? E-commerce sites, that's good. E-commerce site like Amazon, your Flipkart and things. Which is the most used streaming website? Can anyone write in the comments or in the chats that which is the most used streaming website? Netflix, YouTube. That's great. That's great. Yes, I am talking about same. So when you talk into in terms of IT, these websites like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, and all these things, they basically come into product development. You kind of, you're creating a product. Okay, you're creating a website. You're creating an Android application or an iOS application. Okay, so current market is going crazy for product development. They need people who can do product development. They need such people who can write code, how to create a website, and for that I will be talking about what all are the skills required and how much is the time required. Okay, so for example, you as a complete beginner, as a complete fresher, wants to get into product development, what all skills you would require? Okay, now think of it. You are someone, so Ruchi, Akash, Samir, Vilaba, you are someone who is developing a product. You need a website. Okay, so think of it. What all skills can you develop or do you need to, build a product in today's IT world? With whatever knowledge you have, with whatever thoughts you have, you can write in the chat. Yeah. If you can speak, you can speak. If you want to write it in the chat, you can write. So my question is, you have to develop a product which is an IT product. So where do I use IT product? I can use IT product in my mobile phone. I can use IT products in my laptops, in my desktop, or in my iPad. So I need some skills to basically design product for these laptops, mobile phones, smart wearables, and things like that. Okay. And what skills are required in today's world? Generally, three things are required. Okay. Front end is required when what we see, okay, we as a customer, what we are looking at. Let's say you start a YouTube. Okay, you open YouTube, you see a youtube.com ka window where you see a thumbnail of, a lot of videos, you see titles of those videos. Okay, whatever you see from your eye, whatever is in front of you, that is called as front end. Okay, whatever you are looking at right now in the website, that is basically front end. And as Akash says, yes, coding. As Neha said, yes, graphic designer. So that is one field where you can tap into in order to get into IT. Graphic designer is one field where you can basically contribute as a front end engineer. Okay, because IT jobs are booming and they're going crazy about product development, and one of the skills required is a front end development. And as Sneha and Ruchi suggested, animation, graphic designing, that is something that can lead you to front end as well. Okay, I hope you all are understanding. I hope you all are energetic. I hope you all are getting the things that what is currently going on in the IT industry and how you can be a part of it. Okay. Now I'm not selling IT industry. Ki, hey, come be part of this amazing journey. No. I'm just making you aware that yes, these things are existing out there, and these are opportunities that you can grab. Okay. There are many opportunities that you can grab. How to start and from where to start? Akash mentioned a very great point here: coding. So if you are someone who is looking into coding, that okay, there is, let's try, let's give it a try. I had done some code in my college, maybe C++. I know how to write code on a computer, or maybe I am eager to learn. So if you want to learn front end, the current technology that is booming is JavaScript. Okay. If you want, you can make notes. I'll share this mind map with you. But the current technology that is most required to get into this is JavaScript. So Akash says, yes, sir. Now I'm making notes, feeling enthusiastic. That's the energy I want from you all, Akash. Good going, good going. This is just the beginning. I want to give out more and more information. Okay, and I'm good. I'm really happy that you are taking down notes. You're making your own mind map. I'll give you thousands of such mind maps, but there will be one mind map that will be for your benefit. Okay, and that mind map will be designed by you only. You are the author of your book, so you are writing what basically you want to do. Take notes of 100 things. Whatever is best suited for you, take it forward. Okay, that's how life goes, that's how things are. Okay, so if you are someone who is looking into getting into front end, the JavaScript is the thing for you, my friend, because JavaScript is in demand. If you randomly write Google JavaScript jobs, there will be thousands of startups offering job for you. The only requirement is you should know JavaScript. That's all. If you don't know JavaScript, then maybe you're not a right fit for that JavaScript job. So here I'm condensing everything to one way which is helpful for you. Although front end has many technologies, thousands of them, but what I want you all to figure out is go with JavaScript. Why? Because JavaScript will help you a lot to crack these jobs. Currently, what is our aim? Our aim is to keep a backup plan for UPSC. Our aim is to keep a backup plan, or our aim is to get into IT industry. Okay, what we will be doing into IT industry, that's a different story. Our aim here is to get into IT industry, and one of the roadway to get into IT industry is this JavaScript. It will help you a lot. Okay, it will help you tremendously. Okay, Akash, I see your enthusiasm. Same enthusiasm I want from others as well. Now we'll be moving forward to the backend part. Now, when I say backend part, can anyone think ki if front end is what we look at, what is actually the backend? Can anyone write it in the chat? What is actually the backend? Okay, Sneha writes code. What is being done? Okay, yeah, exactly. What is actually being processed in the background? Okay, when I say backend, it's like a background. So you must have gone into all these weddings, right? That wedding. We have our wedding season in November. It's a wedding season. So we go to weddings, and you see there's a buffet there. Okay, we have all sorts of dishes. Okay, which is served very fresh to us. बट व्हाट वी डोंट सी इज वो जो मंडप के पीछे जो खाना बना रहे होते हैं द पीपल हु आर मेकिंग फूड बिहाइंड द मंडप सो थिंक ऑफ इट लाइक they make the food, they bring the food to your table on your front end. So back end is the thing what is processing the data, what is processing the doing the complexity, doing the the complicated stuff and all these calculations and bringing that to front end. Okay, so that is what happening in backend. All of your processing, for example, you log into a website, you give your email id shubham something something, and then you get a notification that yeah, successfully registered. How are you getting registered? That's the backend, my friend, that is helping you to register in that website. So Rohit says how the data comes and arranged from server which is displayed in front end. Perfect answer. Rohit, good answer. That how data comes, how is data calculated, processed, and arranged in a server. Server is something that is kept somewhere. That's a computer that is doing all the processing work for you. Okay, and whatever the output comes, it is shown in the front end part. Okay, that's how a backend works. Now if you are someone who has that that urge to do to stay at the back end and do all the good stuff, my friend, Python is a language that you should be looking at. I know there is Java, there is C++, there is Ruby on Rails, there are 100 things. But what will get you to IT industry is Python. Why I'm saying that? Because Python is a growing language, and if you learn Python, it basically opens a lot of doors to you. Okay, I'll be talking about Python in the later stage as well, but it opens a lot of doors to you. Automation, databases, it basically opens a lot of doors to you. And Python as a backend is very, very powerful and very easy to learn. So I am a Python trainer myself, and what I tell my students is Hindi se bhi आसान hoti hai Python. It's that easy. It's that easy to grasp. It's that easy to code. It's very, very easy. And once you know Python, you start knowing the frameworks of Python, or what are new technologies of Python that is available. You start updating yourself. And once you start updating yourself and you get to know that, okay, companies require this, then you go into that direction. Okay, this company requires a Python developer who should know how to deal with this data, how to do, register user thing, register this thing, something that is backend side, then you are the perfect fit for it, my friend. Okay, so if you are going for front end, I am condensing down to JavaScript. If you're going for backend, I'm condensing down it to Python. I'm not telling you 10 languages. I'm telling you that language that will be easy to learn, easy to digest, and easy to implement as well, so that you all can save maximum, sorry, you all can save maximum amount of time, and you can give it to your preparations, you can give it to your side work, or however you want to update yourself. Okay, so far so good. Okay, Rohit says, sir, many suggested Node.js for backend as they said it is trending. Would Django can be preferred over Node.js then? Good question. Now the question comes, what is Node.js? Okay, so what is Node.js? So Node.js is basically a backend framework or backend technology which uses JavaScript. So that's why I suggested you all to go for JavaScript, because if you know JavaScript, then basically you can also easily learn Node.js. Okay, you can also easily learn Node.js because it's a part of JavaScript only. Why I suggested Python in backend was, let's say you are a person who does not want to learn JavaScript, who just wants to learn Python, so that you will be focused only on one programming language. Whereas if you learn JavaScript, there will be an urge कि यार Node.js भी पढ़ लेते हैं, maybe that will be helpful in backend, which is absolutely right, as Rohit suggested, that it is trending. But yes, Python is as good as Node.js and even better, because Rohit also said that would Django be preferred over Node.js? Yes, at many stages, Django is preferred. How many of you are using Instagram? Just write Insta in the chat box. How many of you are using Instagram or have heard of Instagram? So Amay is using Insta. That's great. So one small thing to know here, the website of Instagram, it uses Django, and Django is written in Python. Okay, just to make things clear for you, that yeah, it is preferred in many ways. Yes, Neha, you can ask your question. Yeah, I think you have raised your hand. It's completely fine if it's by mistake. Okay, no issues. So far so good. Are you all with the right frequency? Are we on the right track? Is the speed matching? Is the information clear to you? Just need some feedback, instant feedback. That's great. That's great. Superb. Thanks a lot. Superb. That's great. We are going on the right track. Okay, I'm just making you all aware that what's happening out there. Okay, maybe possible that you might have missed few things. Maybe possible that over these years we were in a very difficult situation. We were in a lockdown. We were constantly looking at Arnab shouting his throat out, but may have missed all these things. So I'm here to make you all aware that what is going on outside there and how you can also get into this. Okay, now let's talk about my favorite part, which is databases. So can anyone write it in the chat, what is a database? Can anyone write it in the chat, what is a database? Think of it like breaking of terms. Database. Any answers are welcome. All answers are welcome. Any idea what is a database and what we can do with a database? Information were stored, repository of data, grouping of data. That's great. Storing, superb. And what do you think? With on a scale of 1 to 5, what do you think? How important is data in today's time, in today's world? Just write from a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being the most important, 1 being the least important. How important is data? I know you must have heard ki yaar data. Okay, so 5, 5, 5. Yes, yes. Data is something that is very, very crucial in today's time. And to store data, it's much more crucial because you are a person who is storing that data, who is working on retrieval of that data in the most efficient manner. And that's where databases play a very important role. And in product development also, let's say you are working in Swiggy or let's say Zomato, you have a lot of client data that needs to be stored. Ki I have ordered from Vaishali, Uttappa from Vaishali or something like that. And I know that, okay, this order is something that I do very frequently. Based on that data, you will be suggested more dishes. Based on that data, you will be suggested more things, more items. That's why companies focus a lot on data. So Vaishali in Pune, yeah, yeah, yes, Ame, yeah. If you have been there, that's really great. So, what are the databases that are much, much in demand, trending right now? Is these two. If you know MongoDB and if you know SQL, okay, when I say SQL, it's a language, okay, it's a structured query language. I won't go into details, but I hope you are making the notes that when you talks about databases, there are two very important. Now you will say that there are 50 databases, that Prometheus be here. Now you have Postgres and things like that. Okay, agreed. But what will get you a job? If you know good skills about no SQL. Okay, when I say no SQL, I don't mean that no SQL. No, I mean not only SQL, which means not only SQL, but a very very flexible form of storing data. Think of it like a very flexible form of storing data. Think of it like this is my drawer. I want some data to be stored, and it's getting dropped. Done. Data stored. It's that flexible. Okay, and you as a engineer, as a fresher, as a person who is getting into IT, if you know about MongoDB, if you know about SQL, my friend, you are in demand. Currently, I am a person who does not know about MongoDB. You know what I do in my weekends? I am taking courses to upskill myself in terms of MongoDB so that I can get a better raise at work, or maybe I'll get a new job, because there are a lot of openings in MongoDB side, no SQL, MongoDB side. Okay, because everyone is using it. Everyone needs flexibility in life. SQL is something that all the old companies have been using, even the new ones use. SQL, you must have heard MySQL. Okay, you must have heard MySQL in college time or somewhere. Even if it is new for you, completely fine. Just write it down. Just know, just be aware that these things are going on in the market. I hope you all are with me. If yes, just write DB in the chat. DB is a short form of database that we use in our day to day life. That, hey, let's store some data into DB. So, what I'm doing, I'm basically storing some of the information that I have learned these years in IT into your DB, into your database, so that you can get insights from it. Great, great. You all are doing great. Let's move to time required. Time required. That, hey, you are talking about front end and JavaScript. You're talking about back end and Python, databases and Mongo. But yeah, time kitna lagega? How to learn all these things? How much time is required? So think of it like, what I like a lot about social media and these influencers are Elon Musk. If you take 3 years to complete a task, if you think that it'll take 3 years to complete a task, you will actually take 3 years to complete that task. Think of it how I can do that in 2 months. Think of it how something can be done in 2 months. I'm not giving you a framework. See, there is no branch coming out for time required. I'm not giving you any framework that, hey, 2 months में हो जाएगा, because I know कि नहीं होगा. You all are living your own lives. I am living my own life. We all are running at our own speed. So it depends on you ki how much will you invest your time in it. If you can invest only weekends on learning a particular skill, if you can invest your entire month into learning your skills, you all are aspirants, you all know the value of time. You all know how much time it is taken to complete a polity subject or some subject. That is how you need to structure this as well. I'll give you roughly that if you follow a roadmap for JavaScript, it won't take you more than 2 months to at least know the basic. It won't take you more than 2 months. That's a rough idea that I have given. Okay, it won't take more than 2 months to complete a basic. Let's talk about Python. I myself am a Python trainer and I teach Python. I train people for Python, and my batches generally last for 3 months. In 3 months, someone who is zero in Python basically becomes a hero in Python. Okay. He learns Python from basic towards the advanced. 3 months. And that's how things go in IT industry. You allocate 3 months, generally you will finish it in 3 months. You give it 3 year ki yaar धीमे धीमे करेंगे, things like that, it will take 3 years. Okay, so it depends on you how much time you are willing to invest. Okay, roughly I am giving you that time required for JavaScript is around 2 months. It's very easy to use, it's very not that much complex. Python, it's much easier, but Python has a lot of scope. As Rohit suggested ki Django bhi hai, so Python has a lot of frameworks. So maybe you can get deviated towards a new track, so it may take a lot of time, maybe 3 months, but not more than that. Okay, so if you all are with me, just drop time in the chat just to know that you all value your time. You all know that time is precious. You will be investing a lot of time into, yeah, as Amay says, time is money. And you need to invest your money. You need to invest your time. You need to do things. Great, great, great. Again, this time for all these technologies, it will be very, very, if I give you a perfect answer, it will not be perfect. For me, it can be 3 years. My total experience is now it has been 4 years. So it took me 4 years to learn Python. But same you can do in 3 months as well if you are dedicated. Okay. So that's why I've kept this blank. Okay. So, my product developers, I hope you all understood the world of product development. If yes, just drop in what are your ambitions, what are your best product, where do you want to see? It can be Spotify, it can be YouTube, it can be Google, it can be anything. Just drop your favorite company where you want to go. It can be anything. Okay. It can be as simple as, Amazon mein jana hai mere ko, or maybe, yeah, as Samir said, Fang. Now Fang has been changed to something else. Can anyone tell me? Fang, that acronym. So Fang basically it's Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. But Facebook has changed his name. तो फैंग को चेंज होके थोड़ा सा चेंज हो चुका है वो फैंग. Can anyone tell me what is the new word for fang? It's currently replaced. Oh, you all know this. Superb. Anything except Byju's. Nice. So yeah, Facebook has been changed to Meta. So the parent company of Facebook, think of it like a parent company who owns a lot of companies. So Meta becomes the parent company. इससे पहले Facebook was the parent company and the products were Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever their data leaking things, data leaking products, all these things. Now this becomes Meta. Meta will now have Facebook. Meta will now has Instagram. Meta will now have WhatsApp. So things like that. Like Alphabet. Perfect example. Alphabet is the parent company. Child companies are Google. Child company is, YouTube is also a child company. So things like that. Okay. Superb. My product developers, you're doing great. So let's pause the product development and let's move to our next point. If everyone is ready, just drop a ready in the chat. Let's keep it interactive. Let's keep it going. Let's move to the next. That's great. That's great. So now let's move to cloud computing, which is my favorite. Cloud computing. Okay, so when I say cloud computing, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? Let's break it down. Let's break it down, cloud computing, to two things, cloud and computing. So when I say cloud, what comes to your mind? If you can write it in the chat. What comes to your mind when I say cloud? Dhag, badal. What comes to your mind? It can be anything. When I say cloud, मेरे दिमाग में आते बादल आते. So what comes to your mind when it says data store on internet? Good, good. Nice answer. Data store, remote storage, offline repository, online repository, sorry. Remote storage. Good, good. Yes, you all are right in a way. Yes, computing as a utility. Perfect. So think of it, we are connected. Okay, we are, talking to each other using this device. Now, I want to use a similar device which is not of my own. I know I have this computer, I have this laptop, but this laptop is limited. I'm using, an Apple laptop. Apple laptop is very limited. And the problem is my storage is very less. Only 256 GBs of storage is given in this laptop. If I download 3 4 seasons of Game of Thrones and things like that, Friends and things, my computer will be full. Where to store my data, where to how to update my device? मुझे नया कंप्यूटर थोड़ी ना खरीदना है. I will not buy a new computer. So what I'll do, I'll rent out a computer which is sitting somewhere around the world, and using network, computer network, internet in simple terms, I can connect to that distant software, distant hardware, sorry, not software, distant hardware, and I can use that. Okay, think of it that you are having a 4 GB RAM. Okay, if you are having a 4 GB RAM, and I want to play GTA 5 or I want to play a game. Now 4 GB RAM in my computer does not support that GTA 5. So kya, if I what will I do? I'll throw my computer? No. What I'll do, I'll connect to these cloud computing softwares, cloud computing organizations, cloud computing things, and I will rent out a system and I can connect with my system to that system. Technology things. Okay. Very new thing that is happening. No one nowadays uses a very high powered or high computational device. Whatever device I am using is very minimal. What I do, I use cloud computing, I use hardware which is hosted somewhere, and I connect to it and I do my work. This is a very, very trending technology that is going on. I know it is, taking the bars at a different stage. As Samir said, Google Stadia, gaming, you can do online gaming, things like that. You can stream data online and things like that. So cloud computing is getting very, very trendy nowadays. Very, very trendy. You don't have to. So think of it like, previously, you all know, you all are 90s kids, and you all are people who have seen CDs and DVDs. If you have seen CDs and DVDs, just write a CD in the chat. If you have seen movies on CDs and DVDs, if not, I don't know, I have seen. I used to go to these stores and I used to rent these CDs, and I used to play it on my computer, like movies, all these old movies. That's great. Yeah, yeah, good to connect with the same audience, good to connect with you. Nowadays, CD, this thing has been completely gone. If I want to watch a movie, I go to Netflix, I play the movie there. I did not download the movie, I did not purchase a CD. What I'm doing, on their servers, the data is stored and it is streaming. That is one example of cloud computing. You are in your system, you are not inserting a CD, you're not inserting a DVD. You are just connecting to a software, and it has all the hardware there, it has all the you know CDs and DVDs and all the data stored there, and it is streaming to your device. Think of it like that's the use case of cloud computing. And if you want to get there, let's talk about what all are the skills required and what all is the time required. So to get into cloud computing, you need a lot of knowledge, a strong knowledge of computer networks. Okay, because you have to connect via internet, you need to know how is data traveling, how is these optical fibers transmitting data, what is this edge computing that everyone is talking about. Edge computing is a trending thing right now in cloud computing. So what is this edge computing that Elon Musk talks about in his Tesla car? Things like that. So you need to be aware that being a cloud computing person, someone who wants to be in a cloud computing thing, you should be very, very strong with computer networks. What is an IP address? What is a MAC address? What is IPv4? What is IPv6? So all these terminologies, all these things, how do they work? What is a DNS? What is a URL? Okay, things like that you should be knowing about. Okay, that's why computer networks is a very, very important thing when it comes to cloud computing. Okay, so yes, you need to be very, very skilled, not very skilled, but at least aware about how computer networks work. Now, to make things very, very simple, things have been advancing at such a great speed that there are some cloud services also available. Ki, you don't have to write all the logics and codes and all these things. You don't have to be very expert at things. Companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they have created services to help you do cloud computing. Before me opening this tree, can anyone write it in the chat? What all are the cloud services you have heard about? It's fine if you have not heard about. Anyways, I'll be opening the tree. What all are the cloud services that you have heard about? Okay, maybe on LinkedIn, maybe on YouTube, or maybe on Google. When I say cloud services, yeah, Google Drive, that's great, that's great. Internet of Things, good. Okay, that's great. Yeah, Google, basically Google provides you a drive where you can store data. Yeah, in a way it's a service. Okay, in a way it's a service. But if you know how to use a Dropbox, if you know how to use a Google Drive, can it get you a job? Maybe not. Because uh, my father also knows how to use a Google Drive. But maybe he can't apply on in Google because just because he knows Google Drive. So you need to be upskilled in very, very important services which are trending right now, and they are AWS and Azure. Okay. You must have heard these words AWS or Azure. If you have not heard, completely fine. Completely fine. These two, or even GCP, but GCP is something which we won't talk about. Again, what will get you a job? Coming to that point. So, cloud services like AWS, which is, can anyone write the full form of AWS if you have heard? If you have not heard, you can directly write AWS in the chat. If you have not heard, if you have heard the full form of AWS, please write it in the chat. It will be really great to see that if you all are aware of things that is powering our lives. So AWS is powering Netflix, basically. Netflix uses the cloud services of AWS. If you know what is AWS, the full form, okay, so Ruchi says AWS is related with Amazon. Perfect. Perfect. You're halfway there already. You know what is Amazon, you know if AWS is related. Good. Yes, AWS is basically Amazon Web Services. Okay, AWS is basically Amazon Web Services. If you are a person who knows how to operate these web services on AWS, then you can basically build systems for other companies who are using AWS. So, just to give you a small overview, 71% of the startups, okay, 71% of the startups are using AWS. Now, if I want to explain AWS in a very, very simple thing, simple terms, think of it. I want to create a website. I've created this website on my laptop. Now, overnight, this website is a super duper hit, and everyone wants to get into that website, and my laptop is crashed. Hence, I need a cloud service. I need a cloud service which will rent me some laptops or some machines where I can run my websites. So these 71% of startups all over the world, they rely on AWS to host their website, to host their databases, to host their, when I say host, it means to keep there and run it. Okay. To host their stuff. And that's why being a AWS developer or being a person, DevOps person is most trending thing in today's time. If you know how to work with AWS, if you know how to work with Amazon Web Services, you have a great demand. You have a big demand in the IT industry. Okay. I know the last point was a bit, confusing, but think of it like a roadmap. You know what is cloud computing, anything that is happening over the internet. You know how to get there. You know that computer network is something that is required, and there is a technology that exists. This, it is named as AWS, it's named as Azure. And being, if I need to go here, I need to learn this. Okay, in plain simple words. No need to learn the history, no need to learn the geography about it. Just, I'm making you all aware that if you want to get into cloud computing, the trending thing that is going on right now is AWS Azure. Okay. I hope you all are with me. If yes, just drop a AWS in the chat. Just write AWS in the chat if you all are with me. Yes, that's great, Ruchi. That's great, Sumit, Gokul. Good to see Ashok. Good to see you all joining on this bright Sunday. Super. Now, these cloud services, they also need some level of automation. They also need some level of coding. Not 100%, at least 10 to 20%. That's why you need a backend language. Can anyone suggest me what is one of the most trending backend languages? Can you write it in the chat? What is the most trending backend languages we have talked about recently? Let's read. So Ameya says AWS amazing way of speaking. Nice, nice. So yeah, Ameya says Python. Ruchi says Python. Python. Yes, Python. Why to learn something else if you have some amazing language for you? So Python also supports automation, heavily automation. There is automation everywhere going on, and Python is powering it a lot. Okay, Python is powering it a lot. So if you want to go into cloud computing, the top skills that are required is you should be good with computer networks, you should be good with the cloud services like AWS or Azure, and you should know a bit of Python just to do automation things, just to write automation scripts. I hope things are getting clear. I hope now your mind is thinking technically. If yes, just write tech in the chat or just write IT in the chat. Okay, just write IT in the chat if you are thinking a bit technically. If I'm able to divert your, attention towards IT, great. You all are a great audience. I'm really liking it how you are responding. Thanks a lot. Now again, time required. Again, I've kept it blank. Why? Because again, you all are running your own race. Does not matter if you are 5 years ahead of current time. Does not matter. We all are running our own races. Completely does not matter. The KFC owner started his company at 65, and it's KFC, man. It's KFC. And so it does not matter when do you start, how do you start, and how late do you start, how early you start. In today's world, what is required? Skills are required. You can see how I am branching out on skills, and I'm not talking about time required. Take your time. If you are in a good hurry, take less time and achieve this. If you're going smooth, take your time. Just be aware of the new technologies, take your time, learn it, apply for it, go and make history. You'll do great. But again, I'm not giving you kr the time required for cloud computing is 2 months, so you have to take 2 months and you have to do it. No, take your time. If it takes AWS to learn AWS, if it takes 3 minutes to create an account on AWS, do it right now. You will know how to create an account on AWS. Okay, you will know how to learn AWS. Maybe it will take 3 months. AWS has around 250 plus services going on. Identify what are the top five. Invest your time on that top five services only. You will save a lot of time. Okay. Think very smartly. Okay. And no need to hurry. It's your time, it's your life, it's your speed that you want to take in order to achieve the skills required. Important here is the skills required. You need to get those skills into get in if you want to get into IT jobs. Time depends on you. There is no such hard and fast rules. So I also go for these interviews. They didn't ask me for my degree. They, although they asked me if you know AWS. Yeah. So they need the skills. They need a lot of skills. They need you to be, expert. They, because there's a lot of competition here. Everywhere there's a competition. You have to shine out. Just that, as compared to other competitive exams, for example, GATE, I got one chance in 1 year to appear for GATE. Whereas in IT, every day I get 10 interview offers. So it can be 10 rejections, it can be one acceptance, I can have multiple offers. So you see the weightage. From 1 year, I'm getting one chance to break it. And here, I'm getting 10 chances to per day to crack it. Okay. So think of it. If you're given so much energy into preparation, this would be like a piece of cake to you, my friend. I'm talking very, very seriously, not joking here. That it will be a very easy thing for you to do. Okay, because you have seen the struggle, you have seen the hard work. That same amount of hard work, if you put here, that will be very, very easy for you. Okay, now let's move forward. Let's not stop it here. If you have understood cloud computing, just write your favorite cloud computing thing, whatever you understood from these branches. It can be computer network, it can be AWS, it can be Python, anything. Just write it in the chat, whatever you found it interesting. If AWS you found it interesting, write AWS in the chat. If you found Python interesting, write Python in the chat. If you found computer networking interesting, okay. So various cloud services from AWS. Yes, there are. So currently the top cloud services that I want you all to focus on is S3. Okay, because storage everyone requires. So you can see here, there is a hard disk with me. Maybe my cousin comes and he breaks this hard disk. Gone my data. What S3 gives you, it gives you a simple, secure storage so that no one can harm at your data. So being an AWS developer, you should be knowing all these technologies, knowing all these services. There are many services. Once you go in that direction, you will be, eager to learn more. Good. S3. Super. Let's move to the elephant in the room. How many of you have heard about data science? ये तो सुना ही होगा यार. Everyone is talking about. If you have heard about data science, just type anything in the chat. Just type yes, no, because this is something that everyone is talking about. Okay, yeah, Amma has heard of it. Good, good, good. Yeah. If you want to get into data science, what is the roadmap? What all things are currently going outside, going on, in that data science bubble? It's not a bubble, it's here to stay. It's not a bubble, but yeah, currently I'm also working in data science only. So yeah, again, the same story. What are the skills required to get into data science? Let's check it out. Again, breaking down data science into a few small domains. Okay, few small domains. Although data science and data analytics are a different thing, but what I am doing here, I'm condensing down the information, streaming down it to your laptops, your mobile phones, so that you get to know what are the trending things that will lead you a data science job. When I say data science job, it does not mean that I want you all to become a data scientist. No, there are many companies I lost my connection. Okay, I think. Uh, okay, am I connected? Can you all hear me? I can see here that I lost my connection. Uh, oh, that's great. Connected again. Super. Super. So, coming back to the topic, every company who claims that we are a data science company, yeah, Google, we are a data science company, Algo Analytics, we are a data science company. Basically, in the background, what they have teams. Okay, they have teams. They have their engineering team, they have their algorithm team, and they have their analytics team. I'm telling you complete blunt reality of what is data science that is going on in the industry. Let's assume my company, or let's assume some XYZ company. If they're saying there are data science companies, they have these streams going on in their own company. So let's say if you're applying for XYZ company, which is claiming that they're a data science company, background may they have engineering roles, they have algorithms related roles, they have analytics roles. Okay, I'll break it down. What is engineering? Now think of it that we all are exchanging data. Okay? We all are exchanging data in some form. For example, I am exchanging data in form of audio. Okay, these audio waves are going through my microphone, and it is going out through your this thing speakers. And this meeting is also being recorded, which means the audio input that I am giving, that is recorded somewhere in form of audio. What inputs you are giving me input in terms of text. Okay, uh, okay, so yeah, you are giving me inputs in form of text. So that text and my audio text needs to be processed, needs to be engineered. So there comes the role of engineering in data science. Okay, it's also known as data engineering, where I work on. In the starting, first or 2 minute, I introduce myself as a data engineer. So this is where I work in. Okay, engineering. Okay, I work in engineering. So Amay says, so you were explaining the difference between data science job and data scientist. Yeah. So I'm not saying that if you are going for a data science job, you will be a data scientist. No, there are many companies who are data science companies, but they have different streams called as engineering, algorithms, and even analytics. Okay, so let's talk about engineering. If you want to get into the engineering part, which is the data engineering part, you need to clean the data, you need to process the data, you need to load the data somewhere, right? Think of it technically. This meeting is being recorded. मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ, that is being recorded in some Google server. So this whatever I've spoken right now, the data is being processed. Keyword like Google capture कर रहा है वो बैठ के. Okay, so all these is getting processed and is getting stored somewhere. Engineering teams are the one responsible for capturing and enriching that data. What are the technologies required? Spark, Hadoop. Okay, we are talking in terms of big data. When I say big data means a huge quantity of data, huge speed of data, velocity of data is very high. मतलब बहुत तेजी से data आ रहा है. If I'm speaking right now, I am giving them megabytes of data essay per second I'm giving out. So they need some kind of tools to process that data. What all are the tools to process that data? Spark, Hadoop, Kafka. All these tools are very much required in data engineering. Okay, I'm just making you all aware. You don't have to be overwhelmed with all the knowledge. I am not giving you uh, I am not giving you this kind of framework. You don't have to be overwhelmed. Okay, I'm just making you aware that if you want to get into data engineering, the tools and technologies currently trending are Hadoop, Spark. Hadoop is also now getting old. Spark is something that is trending. Currently I'm working on Spark, and trust me, it's a good job. It's a fulfilling job. I enjoy it. And yeah, currently data engineering is very, very interesting. So I hope you all are connected to me. You all are getting the things that I'm saying. If yes, then let's write data in the chat. Okay, if you all are connected, still connected after 1 hour of, you know, overloading of data. Okay, that's great. You all are connected. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thanks a lot. Okay, now let's move forward. Abhi, if I want you all to become a scientist, if I want you all to become a data scientist, what data scientists do actually? They basically take your data, put it through some kind of algorithms, and predict what will be the outcome. They take your data, iterate it through some weird algorithms, some very, very amazing algorithms, and predict what will happen. For example, India lost first match, very sad about it. India lost second match, very sad about it. India won the third match. And what will happen if Afghanistan wins today with a very slight margin? Can you predict what will happen? Can you write it in the chat? What will happen if, although India is almost out of the World Cup? I don't know if you are following World Cup or things like that. I don't know. But there is a prediction. Okay, there is a prediction that India may go into semi-finals. May go. Similarly, based on data, we put a lot of algorithms. The data scientist puts a lot of algorithms to predict that, okay, data has been performing like this in the past. Based on this data and based on my algorithm, this is how it will perform in the future. So this is something that is very, very trending in today's time. Everyone wants to know their future. Everyone wants to predict things. Kal barish hogi ya nahi hogi. Everyone wants to know that. Data science, if you know Python, so Python, why I've given here Python? Because most of the algorithms nowadays are now written in Python. So when I say Python, I actually wanted to write AI, machine learning, and things like that. But again, एक और branch आती कि how will you learn AI machine learning? Python. So I hope you are getting the idea that all these all these logics, algorithms that are being made, they are made. You can just use it, give it data, apply the algorithm, and predict something. It's that simple. Although you need a lot of research around it, but yeah, this is something that is going on. So we have a comment. So Pradipna says, yeah, like in cricket, info comes if Kohli hits century, then India's winning percentage. Exactly. This is what I was talking about. If Kohli hits a century, then this will happen. So वहाँ पे cricket में लिख के आता है, if this hits a century, if he gets out on bowled on a duck, तो India गई. If Rohit Sharma is out, तो गए. So yeah, score projection. This is one of the use case of data science. One of the use case कि they have computed कि पास्ट में इंडिया कैसा खेली, how has been Kohli playing in the past, and based on that data processing happens, algorithms are put into place, and they predict कि हाँ यार ऐसा हो सकता है, स्कोर ऐसा हो सकता है, based on this current run rate, current strike rate, this might be the score projected. So that's data science in a very, very condensed form. That's pure mathematics. If you're good in mathematics, this will be a good field for you. Okay. I hope you all are again with me and not losing the track and not getting deviated to let's bring back ourselves from cricket and Kohli. India will do great, no doubt about it. But we are here to make a difference. We are here to get into IT. We are here to get into these top technologies. We are here to know that what is going out in the world, कि ऐसा क्या हो रहा है बाहर, that there is such a huge jump in jobs. It's a fact. पहले the same company was giving you 4 vacancies per year. Now that number has been tripled, at sometimes 10 times. Some places the number has been multiplied tenfolds. There is a lot of there's a lot of requirement out there for IT developers, freshers, engineers who know these technologies. So your decision to attend this session, your decision to go into IT, your decision to take notes, to pay attention, is the first step you are taking to get there. So good job on that, because there is a huge demand of IT developers, engineers out there, and you will be fulfilling that demand. So feel free to give all of your 100% efforts in learning these skill set, to updating yourself, and I'm pretty sure you all will do great. You all will just do amazing. With that being said, let's move to the next topic. If we are good to move, please write let's go, because I don't want your enthusiasm to go low. So I want let's go in the chat, so that it shows that same energy जो 10 बजे थी, अभी 11:15 पे भी सेम एनर्जी है. जस्ट राइट लेट्स गो इन द चैट. दैट्स व्हाट आई वांटेड. थैंक यू आकाश, थैंक यू प्रद्युम्ना, थैंक्स अमेय, रुचि, थैंक यू फॉर इट. Let's go for it. Okay. Now let's talk about the last thing. Okay. I know there are thousands of IT job. I have condensed it to 4 only. जिससे कि, you know, हम लोग big bazaar में जाते हैं. We go and we see a lot of things. We go to Netflix. We see a lot of movies and we end up choosing nothing and sleeping then. Right? That's what happens with me. Netflix खोला, दुनिया भर की movies कौन सी देखे, watches nothing, goes to sleep. That's why I've given you 4 choices only. इसी में जाओ. ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ इसलिए जाओ. Take these options. Whatever you find is best for you. These are the trending ones. Let's start with blockchain. Whoa. This is one of the most interesting things that has changed my life. Again, it's a big statement. Blockchain has changed my life. Changed, literally speaking. Time for some story. Quick pause. A story time. In 2018, I got my first job. पहली job होती है. Everyone loves their first job. I know some of them, for them, the decision of first job may not be there. कि first job नहीं लेंगे. We'll start preparing. That may be thing. But for everyone, the first job is the closest. My first job was in blockchain. I'll tell you the story. Very interesting story. My first job was in blockchain, and it was in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. 2018 में my first job was in cryptocurrency. I was dealing with, can anyone write any cryptocurrency in the chat? Any cryptocurrency if you have heard about it. कोई भी. Any cryptocurrency. If you have not heard about cryptocurrency, it's fine. But I see that you all have heard about Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that. Superb, superb. मेरी first job थी यार 2018 में. My first job was into blockchain domain. I'll tell you what happened. Don't be scared. Don't be anxious. Don't be worried. Okay. I'll tell you what happened. My first job was as a blockchain developer. Okay. I was a blockchain developer. I was developing blockchain, and I was developing blockchain related things for a cryptocurrency exchange. Okay. So basically, if you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want to buy Ethereum, you can't just go to a kirana wala, say, bhai, do Bitcoin dena, kitne hue? You don't do something like that. You go to a cryptocurrency exchange and you trade Bitcoins. Okay. You do something like that. So I was responsible to create that blockchain, which basically allows the transaction of these cryptocurrencies. Now, if you all are aware about 2018, what happened to Bitcoin in 2018? Can anyone recall? I know you all are good at it. I know you all have been practicing it. Can you recall? Market correction, yes. Prices surge, yes. And also, what was the statement of RBI? what was the statement of RBI related to Bitcoin in 2018? If anyone can recall, अभी भी same statement है, but if anyone can recall, RBI, the regulating body, exactly, Samir, he knows it all. RBI said it's unregulated, cannot be regulated, no legality, not allowed in legal tender. RBI issues guideline. You all are amazing. You're doing great, yaar. It's a lot of knowledge you have gathered along this way. Superb. RBI banned, SC uplifted. Superb. It seems like a personal attack to me. अभी मैंने बोला कि my first job was Bitcoin. This all seems like a personal attack to me. I hope you all getting the story. I was in blockchain. I was working in that Bitcoin thing in India. First job. First job. मम्मी पापा के पास गया, पापा पहली जॉब है. से वाह वाह, किस कहाँ जॉब करते हो? आरबीआई आया, आरबीआई कंसिडर दिस इलीगल. पापा से इलीगल काम करता है लड़का. So I hope you all can relate what I have been through in my first job. Okay. That company, it got shut down because of RBI guidelines. I was jobless. 2018. First job. Okay. So I hope you all relate to me. If yes, just drop a yes. It will make me feel good कि मेरी फर्स्ट जॉब में जब आरबीआई ने बोल दिया था कि यार ये तो इलीगल है और निकलो यहाँ से, घर वाले ने भी बोल दिया था कि यार क्या इलीगल काम करते रहते हो तुम. So we can feel the pain. Thank you so much. But there's a but involved in technology. RBI says Bitcoin is illegal. RBI says कि ये क्रिप्टो करेंसी समझ में नहीं आती. No one talks about the technology behind it. What's the technology behind Bitcoin? What's the technology behind cryptocurrencies? What is the fourth technology that is listed down here? Yes, Rushikesh says blockchain. Ruchi says blockchain. Blockchain. Yes. So blockchain is a technology behind these cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are a part, but blockchain is a technology that is powering these cryptocurrencies. And blockchain is revolutionary. So if you know about blockchain, if you know about how blockchain works, how these transactions are happening on blockchain, what is blockchain, then you have a demand. Then you have a demand. Okay. Okay. Use even in COVID tracking. Exactly. This is what I was expecting. There are a lot of use cases of blockchain, tremendous use cases of blockchain that can be used with cryptocurrencies, good. Without cryptocurrencies, fine. There is a lot of COVID tracking using blockchain. Yes. ब्लॉकचेन, थिंक ऑफ इट लाइक ब्लॉक एक है, एक और ब्लॉक है, एक और ब्लॉक क्रिएट हुआ, एक और ब्लॉक क्रिएट हुआ. आई वांट टू गेट टू नो दैट व्हाट इज द चेन, व्हाट इज द very valid chain that is going on. That's how I create a blockchain. It's a chain of data blocks. As Ruchi said, banking system में use होता है. Yes, it's very much used in banking system, financial organization. So Akash is sharing his insights from UPSC. Last year UPSC asked question related blockchain. बताओ भाई, अब बताओ इससे ज्यादा ट्रेंडिंग और क्या हो सकता है. So yeah, good that you all are updated related to blockchain. Now let's dive into the skills required for blockchain. Again, so when you talk about blockchain, there is a very important domain that we have to cover, we have to look into, that is known as cryptography. Okay, that is known as cryptography. Can anyone tell me if they've heard about this cryptography? I know crypto जब बोलते तो crypto currency आता है, but have you heard about cryptography? Yes, heard. Okay, good, heard. Think of it कि how many of you have seen that movie? I forgot that name, but I did not forget the scientist. How many of you know Alan Turing? I hope I'm spelling his name correct. Art of writing blockchain. So So have you heard about this name, Alan Turing? Imitation game. Perfect, 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 perfect. So what happened? Again, story time. So what happened? We used to transmit a lot of mace. Oh, Samir Dada. He invented Daisy, which broke Nazi's code. Exactly. So what is happening? There's a lot of information traveling here and there, which is unsafe. Anyone can tap it. Anyone can read it. What cryptography does, cryptography is a separate branch of computer science. Basically, it's a separate domain only. It has all those logics, all those functions, all those techniques which is required to code something, encode something, or maybe make something very secure. Everything is out on the internet. Sub, whatever we are talking, WhatsApp, how it says end to end encrypted. You must have heard WhatsApp saying ki you are talking to an end to end encrypted system. Facebook does not say that. Okay, so what is end to end encryption? Whatever message you give, whatever message you type, goes to the server, gets encrypted. Encrypted, encrypt. Cryptography is used. Encrypt hua, and at our end it gets decrypted. Cryptography use hua. Okay, I hope you're connecting the dots. You're connecting the dots. The techniques used to do this encryption, decryption comes or lies under cryptography. Okay, it's a very, very interesting thing that you should be knowing in order to learn blockchain. Okay, because blockchain heavily relies on encrypted and decrypted data. Heavily relies on. So cryptography is the first thing that you need to know. Let's talk about engineering. That obviously you need to engineer these blockchains, you need to engineer these things. So again, the skills required is Solidity. So Solidity is a programming language using which you can work on Ethereum blockchain. Okay, you can work on Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum blockchain is the second biggest blockchain after Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the biggest blockchain. It's, biggest. Crazy. Those are art say that blockchain is being going on. Crazy. So next biggest is Ethereum. So to write code on that blockchain, you need to learn Solidity. Okay. And in general, if you want to create blockchain, you need to know cryptographic function, you need to know algorithms, and you can use Python for that. Python is an all-purpose language. You can use it for web development. You have seen you can use it for cloud computing, data science, even for blockchain. So if I was a smart kid, I would have gone for Python. Okay, it's up to you. It's up to your life. Whatever you find interesting. If you find graphic designing interesting, or go from graphic designing as well. No hard and fast rules. But again, coming back to the point, engineering a blockchain can also be done in Python. Okay, it can also be done in Python. Preferred Solidity. Solidity is the programming language that is kind of a mixture of JavaScript and Python both. And it is heavily used in blockchain. So if you search Google blockchain developer jobs, they will ask you for Solidity. Okay, they will ask you for Solidity. And yeah, it's very, very important for solid if you want to get into blockchain. And you need to have some knowledge about databases as well. How does a database work? What is a database? Why do you store data? How do you retrieve data? You should know the concept of databases, the acid principles, and all those things. Let's not get into the detail, but as an overview, as an awareness thing, you should be knowing about these databases as well. Okay, because blockchain is a big distributed database. It's a big distributed database. So in order to create a blockchain, in order to work in a blockchain, you should be knowing a bit about databases as well. Okay, so that's the skills required part. Again, it's not like if you know these skills only, then you will get, but in demand, these are the skills that are required for getting into blockchain. Okay, good. Now time required, and just for a change, can you see Can you compare कि previously all the time required had no branches in it? But do you see any change here? If yes, just write time in the chat if you see any change here. Because previously I did not create any branches for time required. I was saying कि यार it's your time, it's your life, and all those motivation quotes जो रात भर पढ़े हैं मैंने just to keep you all engaged. Just kidding. But there is something here that I want you all to know. There is something here that I want you all to know. As we have approached towards the end of the list, I just wanted to give my take on time required. My take on time required. How to effectively use your time. How to effectively use anything that is at your hand's distance to use effectively in order to get all these things. Let's open it up. You need some smart work. So although time required, you can take 3 years, you can take 3 months. Important here is to do some smart work. Can anyone tell this generation in which we are living in? Can you sum it up this generation? कि हम लोग कौन सी जनरेशन में जी रहे हैं? Is it an internet generation? Is it a social media generation? Is it I just need your thoughts, your inputs. कौन सी जनरेशन में जी रहे? Is it a COVID? So COVID generation. Good. Is it a newspaper generation? Really? Yeah, not the best thing to say. But yeah, is it a books generation? Divided by borders, united by internet generation. Yeah, good, good. Is it a book generation? Do people really go for these books now? Do people really go for these research papers now? I don't think so. I don't think so. If someone wants to learn product development, they will read research papers. Nah. If you want to, get some opportunities, will you go to newspaper ka wo jo section, hot jobs today, and then you will circle those jobs using your ballpoint pen? Will you do that for getting jobs? I hope we all are talking on the same page. If you want to get a job, will you go to your newspaper and look for the jobs that are listed? No, right? Will you go to your बगल वाले अंकल saying that सर आपके अगर कुछ जॉब वॉब होगी तो will you do that? No, you won't. You will utilize technology. Hence, I want you all to utilize technology at its best. Twitter. Let's start with Twitter. Everyone in the tech domain is currently on Twitter. Everyone in the tech domain is currently on Twitter. All the top CEOs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, these are the top CEOs. Let's come to the Indian CEOs. My company ka CEO, he's on Twitter. XYZ company ka CEO, he's on Twitter. He's very active on Twitter. And in order to get a job, in order to get something very fast, you need to utilize this internet generation for your best. Attention span of people is very less. That's why they use Twitter. जिससे कि that 144 characters or that small tweet can give them a lot of information. Whenever you are looking out for jobs, you're looking out for trending technologies, use Twitter to know what is trending right now. I hope it makes sense. If it does, just write tweet in the chat. If you want to learn more, follow the latest pages on Twitter. Follow very new articles related to AWS on Twitter. You will get the recent development that is going on. लोग न्यूज़पेपर में परसों छापेंगे, ट्विटर में नेक्स्ट सेकंड पे आ जाएगा. Next second में, not even a minute. So you need to get all these things for your own benefit. I know being an aspirant, you must have cut off from Twitter, must have cut off from internet and things. Time to get back, Time to get back into the, the crux where information is flowing out. Twitter. Use Twitter very wisely. I'll tell you one more thing. Let me tell you one more thing. How many of you have heard about Spotify? Spotify, you have heard? Yes? If yes, then please write what song you are listening to. That's for my own benefit, जिससे कि मैं भी वो गाना सुन पाऊँ. Just write what song you are listening to on Spotify or any song. I'll tell you a news related to Spotify. There is a person called View. Emily View. She wanted a job in Spotify, and see what she did. Emily View is basically now an associate product manager at Spotify. She wanted a job at Spotify, so what she did, she not self love, sorry. So she created a resume which looks something like this. She created a resume which looks something like this. Okay. What do you think? What is the theme of this resume? Can anyone write it in the chat? What is the theme of this resume? Yes? Is it a normal looking resume, like a traditional resume? I don't think so. What is the theme of this resume? Can anyone tell? This is Emily's resume. So what she did, she wanted a job in Twitter. She wanted a job in Spotify. She created a resume which looks like a Spotify theme. You see these likes, heart-shaped likes. She created a resume which uses the themes from Spotify, these green buttons and things. And what she did next, she just put it on Twitter. She just put it on Twitter. She wrote something, Spotify themed resume for my dream job at Spotify. She posted her resume tagging Spotify. Okay, she just did that. See the number of likes, see the number of retweets she got. This tweet came into attention of the CEO of Spotify, and basically they gave her a job. Okay, they gave her a job because of her correct usage of Twitter. I hope you are getting where I am leading. The technology is growing fast. Attention span of people is growing very, very, towards less. So you need to stand out. ट्विटर को अपने बेनिफिट के लिए यूज करना सीखो. Learn how to use Twitter for your own benefit. This is just one example that I gave you, that how using Twitter someone got a job, that too in Spotify, good company. Similarly, there is another tool, there's another website called LinkedIn. If you have heard about LinkedIn, just type connect, just type connect in the chat if you have heard about LinkedIn. And if you are on LinkedIn, तो देर किस बात की, connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah. I okay, yeah, Rohit, correct. Spotify, yeah, correct. If you are on LinkedIn, connect. And that's what I want you all to do. That's what I really want you all to do. Open LinkedIn. Okay, open LinkedIn. Okay, you will see there is a lot of things happening. Okay, now LinkedIn is going crazy. There's a lot of things happening, but you can see here jobs. You can see here jobs. You can see that there is a lot of opening. So यहाँ पे Accenture में there is a recent opening of Python programming and only one applicant is there. Good choice, good chance of you to apply for this. There's a Java opening in JP Morgan, 0 applicants. So use LinkedIn to your best, abilities. Use LinkedIn to search people. Let's say I want people from cloud computing. Okay, I want people from cloud computing. So I got jobs related to cloud computing now. So think of LinkedIn like a gold mine. Think of LinkedIn like a gold mine. I'll share some of the gold mine outputs. You can see here invitations. This someone, hello, I am a recruitment consultant and at Exploro Solutions. They want me to give an interview. Hiring for Python developers, C29. So if I show all these 29, uh, hiring, hi Shubham, greeting for the day. I do have an opportunity for a Python. Okay, fine. Our team has been working hard. Okay, HR again. Hey, do you want to earn from home? Again. Hey Shubham, we have an opportunity for you. Again. Looking for a job change? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? There is a lot of scope here. Yes or no? If yes, then please send me a request, and yeah, definitely connect with me on LinkedIn, and yeah, let's grow together. And there's a lot of scope. I get, I don't know, I'm not bragging. You have seen it already. I get a lot of offers कि आओ भाई काम करो हमारे साथ. Not bragging about it, but yes, that's the reality. If you have the skills, if you have the internet generation wala attitude, if you know how to connect with people, man, you are there. You got it, you have it, and you will do it. Okay, I hope you all are getting. I hope the enthusiasm is not down. Let's get the enthusiasm back in the chat. I hope you got some value out of this. Yes. If yes, just write value in the chat. If you got some value from the presentation that I gave, just add some value. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Moving forward. Let's move to GitHub. So all these developers, when I talk about Python developer, JavaScript developer, all these developers, they also need some kind of platform, right? These developers are considered as the most, unapproachable, not so social type of living beings. So GitHub basically allows you to store code, okay, to store code, and they can share code. So if I open my GitHub, I'll see that what code my friend has written, what code he has looked into, what code he has used from some other developer. So that's a social media itself. It's going on a social media level now. Although use of GitHub is to store code in a version controlled way, but nowadays there also social media things are happening. So good opportunity for you to tap in that. Okay. So Vilabha, is it possible to enter IT for art graduate? Array, totally. Again, coming back to the thing, what is required? Skills are required. Okay, and the smart work is required. If you have the skills, if you have the smart work, there's a double thumbs up for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure if you are from arts graduate, if you are from farming background, doesn't matter. If you have that skills, if you know how to communicate, if you know how to network, if you know how to crack interviews, you are there. No one is asking you for your degree. Okay, things have been changed now. Some of the MNCs, they do ask you for your 10th and 12th mark sheet, but not more than that. If you have that skills, if you can showcase your skills, how to showcase? Twitter pe showcase, LinkedIn pe showcase, GitHub pe showcase. Do that showcasing, and then go for it. I hope, Vilaba, it answers your question. But yes, it's completely true. Art graduate can also enter into IT and they can do well. That's great. Coming to the last part, there are a lot of trainings and mentorships happening. There is a lot of people available out there who are willing to teach you, who are willing to train you, and they are they want you to learn. And there are a lot of mentorship also happening. This session was considered as a awareness mentorship session. There are a lot of sessions happening out there, a lot of companies, a lot of institutions that are giving trainings, mentorship. If you want, you can apply to those companies as well, and you can get skilled in such technologies. And yeah, that's one of the smart work. Why I consider investing in trainings and mentorship as a smart work. They will tell you things from their experiences. They will do the research, they will do the brain work, and they will give it to you. You, being a very naive and very new person, will be exposed to a lot of things. They will give you in a condensed way. That's why I think personally that trainings and mentorship, all these coaching institutes and things, they may help a lot in the smart work thing. Okay, so yeah, let's take some questions. So Shubham says, how high on the ladder can someone without a background expect to go under normal circumstances, not extraordinary? Let me try to understand it again. How high on the ladder can someone without a background expect to go under normal circumstances? So, if I'm not wrong, are you trying to say that how much you can grow in normal circumstances? That you don't have a background of IT and computer science, but still you can go to a senior level, then manager level. Ah, good, good. Again, depends on the company. The company. So again, story time. So I started in 2018 like a fresher. I had no experience about blockchain. I had no experience about data science, no experience about anything. I learned, I enhanced my skills. In 2019, I got a new job in product development. Sorry. I got a new job in product development where my skills were these three skills. I got a job in product development where my skills were these three skills. I enhanced those skills, switched my job to data engineering. Now I am doing this. My post went from a software developer to senior software developer. Okay, so yeah, climbing that ladder slowly, slowly, gradually. But the key point here is improving skills. That is important. Vilaba, your degree, b.tech, b.tech, like everyone, b.tech in computer science. And it did not matter because the senior developer with me, the co-developer who works with me, she has a degree of uh, bachelor BCA, I think BCA, computer applications, BCA, not a BTech, not a BTech. It's a BCA, and then she's a senior developer. मतलब मैं BTech in computer science, she's BCA and she's a senior developer. So does not matter according to me. So, what to tell interviewer about gap and no experience about graduation? Is it okay to tell them about you? Please do. Please tell them that yes, you had a decision to make a change, and that's why you took that decision, and that's why you invested in yourself, invested your time in learning the things required for UPSC. Tell them that, and tell them now is the time for you to take a step and switch to IT. Showcase them that this was something that where I invested my time in, and I learned a lot from that. I learned how to be disciplined. I learned how to use it for your own benefit. All these tricks, use it for your own benefit. How hardworking you have been, how disciplined you have been, I know you all are. Use it to your own benefit. Tell them very honestly that yeah, I have invested that much time into preparation. Now I am switching into IT because of my skills. I am good at engineering, I know Python. Let's give it a try. Let's do this. Okay, you will get there. No need to explain that. You no need to go in a different direction, that okay, I had this reasons, that's why there's a gap in my CV. No, tell them upfront that I was doing my UPSC preparation. They will be even more impressed because it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. They all also know. They all have been facing this. So yeah, I hope. And sir, how to get that skills? Can you suggest some courses? Yeah, yeah. Few things like, for example, YouTube. It's free. It's free. The only problem with YouTube is it is unstructured. You search for Python, you will get Python. You will get snake wala Python. Everything you will get. So it's unstructured. Courses, You can go for Stanford CS 101. My favorite, I think it's CS 101. If anyone knows, they can pitch in. I think it's called Stanford CS 101. It's a good course. edX, it has a good courses. As I said last May, trainings and mentorship. There are a lot of companies that are providing training and mentorships, even placements as well. Okay, so you can approach those companies as well. So things like that. So yeah, there are a lot of courses. I'll suggest you go for Stanford CS 101 if you have a lot of time. If you don't have a lot of time, you can go for these Codenera, Coding Ninjas, and these upskilling agencies, which basically charge you some amount, give you training, try to place you, and that's all. So things like that is happening in this industry as well. So yeah, there are so many courses. Sir, you have your own training mentorship program? Yes, I do. I do. I have my own. I generally do one-on-one trainings on weekends. I have my clients right now. So yeah. So can you tell about technology behind stock market analysis, like some graph we see on stock market? Again, I missed out. I'm so sorry. I'm so thank you, Ruchi. I completely missed out. I completely missed out. After algorithms, I completely missed out analytics. Yeah, I completely missed out. I'm so sorry. So Ruchi here is asking, can you tell about technology behind stock market analysis and some graph we see on stock exchange? I'm so happy that you asked this question because I completely missed out on analytics. Tableau and SQL are the two tools that is basically powering a lot of graphs, a lot of visualizations out there. So, if you're a person who is very much interested into these graphs, into these visualizations and stuff, SQL and Tableau, these are few things that you should be knowing. Okay, that thank you, Ruchi, for reminding it. So to answer you, stock market analysis. If you open stock market, you see a candle chart and all these bar charts. These basically, based on these charts, these traders and market people, they predict कि यार कौन सा stock it will grow, कौन सा it will go to loss. And these visualizations, representations, visual charts are very, very important. What gives you those charts? Tableau gives you those charts. Power BI gives you those charts. And there's a lot of demand of Tableau. If you can go here, there is my channel called Train with Shubham. Okay, there's my channel called Train with Shubham, where I provide tutorials and mentorship to people. If you can go here, there's a video how he became a highly paid data analyst. So basically, okay, YouTube thing, sorry. So how he became a analyst. So this is he is one of the analysts of our company, and he in this video explains how he has got that job. And to sum it up, these two things, 5 minute का video and basically these two things. So how important is SQL in data analytics, data analysis? So he talks about data analysis and things like that. So yes, just to answer you, Ruchi, that yeah, graph and analysis, it heavily depends on Tableau dashboards and SQL. Okay, so yeah, I missed that point. The analytics is very important. Yeah. Vilaba, what will be the future of IT in backdrop of AI and machine learning? I see it's a very good future. It's a very promising future. So things like, think of it like, it's a my perspective. I'll tell you. So when I say artificial intelligence, I am a human. I am doing some work. Now a robot will replace me. Think of it. I am a human. I am typing something. Now a robot is typing code for me. Is my job gone? What do you think? Let me know. Yes or no. I'll tell you the answer. I'll tell you my perspective. But question is, I am a human. My work is to do code, and now a AI robot is doing code for me. Will I lose my job? So Vilaba says yes, maybe yes, but there's a but in technology. When an AI is doing a job, the efficiency will increase, and there will be one monitoring required, that okay, a human is monitoring. That's called there's a concept in AI machine learning called human in the loop. So human is required, so there will be no job loss. Now you must be thinking, if some work is done by 300 developers, now two bots are doing it, which means even if I keep two humans in the loop, 298 people will lose their jobs, which is not true. If some job which has to be done in 10 hours is now being done in 1 hour, it means the demand will also increase. As we are progressing, the demands is also increasing. Previously we were using Galaxy S20. Turant S21 comes, Turant S22 comes, S23 comes, so many things come. Okay, all of these technology is improving, it's increasing. So we won't lose on jobs. We won't lose on jobs. We will get a lot of jobs. There will be a lot of job openings because demand is increasing. Our efficiency is increasing and demand is also increasing. So there won't be okay, not audible. Am I audible? Okay. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay. So, yeah, my perspective was that with automation, there will be a huge demand of things. And that time you will need manpower to scale things up. So, jobs nahi jayenge. Don't worry about it. Any website or course can you suggest for these analytics based learning which is job oriented? Um, I'll definitely suggest connect me with this LinkedIn thing. Connect me on LinkedIn. I'll definitely share some resources. I did not bring any resources right now, so I may not answer it right now. Later on, I will. So Rohit says, "Can how can we approach you for some mentoring, etc.? Please connect me on LinkedIn. Definitely, we'll connect on one-on-one calls if required." Vallabha said, any thread for share market course? Again, so for share market, I mean, technology point of view, yeah, to earn money in share market, I'm not very sure. But yeah, there are many things in share market. Not very sure. Maybe some zero the course. Let's see. If I get okay to earn money. अच्छा ऐसा है क्या? नहीं पता. नहीं. I'm not very aware about that. Any share market course to earn money. Not so aware. Okay. So superb. If you have any okay, if you have any kind of questions or anything, let's ask your questions right now as well, or on LinkedIn. I've shared my LinkedIn profile with you all. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, and basically, I hope you got some value out of it. I just need to know your thoughts. I had said that in this session you will be getting 10x value. So let's do some technology related thing. So I am going to ask you one question. Okay, I'm going to ask you one question. So from this session, I asked you that did you get some value out of it? So how much value did you get from this session? Can you write it in the chat? How much value did you get it from the session? I'm waiting for your responses, my friend. It's going live to a lot of audiences. I just need your answers. Yes, the session was really great. Thanks for the same, sir. That's so kind of you, Rohit. I'm just taking a feedback for you so that I could give it as a testimony, give it, whatever value I'm adding, I can post it on LinkedIn or such posts so that it will help a lot of people. Thanks a lot, Rohit, for your feedback. Okay, then let's wrap it up. It's 12 already. I have a last question, sir. Is it beneficial to join QS Spider? Sorry, I am not very much aware about QS Spider. I'll stop presenting. Okay. Okay, then. I hope you all got some insights from this session. Thank you so much for joining. That was complete. That's all. That was all from my side. If there is anything that you would like to add, please do it. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Above the expectations. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Just a minute. Uh, if you all can connect on LinkedIn, on my YouTube, it would be great, because I keep on sharing a lot of things here. Okay, if you want, you can connect me wherever you want. Okay, and I hope this gave you a good insight about IT jobs and things, and looking forward to join again and have such great sessions again. Okay, that's all from my side. I'll stop the presentation and I'll stop the recording as well.